Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for not telling my ex-wife all my life details? Background. I have been separated for over a year, and my divorce has been filed but not finalized. COVID still has the courts backed up in my area. This was a relationship that lasted 17 years and 13 years of marriage. We got married young and grew apart. We have 3 children. All 3 were adopted because my ex has fertility issues and we wanted to help children in need. The divorce is amicable, and we are splitting assets and childcare 50-50ths. We have both been seeing other people, and I have had my girlfriend for a substantial amount of time. My current girlfriend, soon-to-be fiancée once the divorce is done, is now pregnant, in the first trimester. I was trying to hold off announcing until the second trimester, but my youngest child, 8-year-old, figured out the secret. So I told my 3 kids that my girlfriend was pregnant and had a talk about it and what that meant for our family. I did not tell my ex as I knew it would hurt her feelings. I did publicly announce through social media on Monday so that my kids had time to process it. On Wednesday, my ex found out, again from my youngest child, and had an emotional breakdown. She freaked out because I did not message her privately before I announced it. She dropped off our children at my house and flew to visit her family on the other side of the country. She is refusing to talk to me now because I should have notified her before telling everyone. We do follow each other on all social media, but both of us check it infrequently. So people of Reddit, am I an idiot for not telling my ex-wife that my current girlfriend is pregnant before my friends and family? I accept your judgment. Edit 1. Okay, so I'm seeing a couple people calling out my vagueness on the timeline. Yes, I was intentionally vague because I didn't want people to be like, well, studies say. So let me add this. I was separated for 6 months before I started dating. Yes, my girlfriend was the first person I dated after divorce. We have worked for the same company for a few years, but at different sites. We only met online meetings and never in person. We met in person in July after I was already separated. I was still fighting to reconcile and she had a boyfriend. We started chatting and just went together. There was absolutely no cheating involved in this story. Edit 2. Seeing quite a few people asking why I didn't tell her. I have moderate anxiety disorder according to my psych, and confrontation is something I struggle with. My ex can come on a little strong, and last week I was ejected from my volunteer position at church until my divorce is finished. So when I announced I was hoping she would see, I didn't really think about how she would feel. Slight on my part, or maybe my social awkwardness. Edit 3. I have taken the majority judgment here and sent this text to my ex. Link would like to apologize for being an idiot. The internet has spoken and the majority have voted that I was an idiot. I will keep you in the loop on major life changes in the future. I have been reading all your comments to keep them coming. I appreciate all the not the idiot comments too. This conversation is definitely divided, but over 1-2 have said I'm an idiot and I accept. Edit 4. Seeing a lot of people struggling to grasp that I did not cheat, so let me settle this. I in no shape or form cheated. I did not even talk to my current girlfriend until after divorce was filed. All we are waiting for is the final stamp. If we did not have children and property, the divorce would have been finished. People who say, oh, they work together. All 3 adults in this story are teachers. My district has over 2,000 employees. We work at different sites and never met in person until July at a conference. I did not even text my girlfriend until I was served papers and my ex started dating. I have never nor will I ever cheat. Everyone I know says that I am one of the most moral people they know. Discussion over no cheating, physical or emotional. If anything, I have feelings that she cheated on me. Edit 5. As a result of apologizing to my ex, I got this reply. I am blocking you for now. If it is an emergency about the kids, please contact my dad until I get home. Update. Ex texted me and we talked. I do think you genuinely freaked out and just mishandled the whole thing and that you are not an actual idiot. You just wear it well sometimes. You're an idiot. And anything about caring about how she felt is BS, or you wouldn't have put it on social media before telling her. And your excuse is BS as well. Nobody would relish a conversation like that, but only an would avoid it with stakes like this. It's cowardly and unkind, and you've got no excuse. You're an idiot. This is not the way to successfully co-parent. You are starting down a bad path of putting your kids in awkward situations because you're a coward. Your kid probably went to mom and was happily chatting away, and then did the emotional equivalent of hitting her own mom with a jackhammer. I'm cringing just thinking about it. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for calling my Mill a terrible mother for uninviting my husband from Easter because of his mental illness? Every year around Easter, my husband and I visit his family for a week or so. We all went to his mother's house with his brother and his 2 young girls, 5 and 7 years old. We've been together 6 years, and it's always been what we've done. Relatively recently, my husband was diagnosed with schizophrenia. He has always had some trouble mentally, but he's absolutely never acted violently or been excessively erratic. He has some auditory hallucinations, but if you didn't know, he'd just seem uncomfortable. When we told his mother, she was a little off-put but seemed generally supportive. That is, until a few days ago when he was talking to her about our plans for the holidays. Apparently, she just straight admitted she didn't think we should come. She said that our nieces were afraid to have him there, and that they were too young to understand his situation. She thought it would be too much for him and it'd just make everyone uncomfortable, so she thought we should visit some other time. He didn't argue with her. He told me about it that evening. He was clearly upset but didn't say anything, just said that she was probably right. I was freaking pissed. This is where I think I could be an idiot, as he asked him to leave it alone. Today I called her while he was at work. To be honest, I was very mean. I said that it was my brother-in-law's job to teach his children to be tolerant, and they absolutely were old enough to understand. I said if she was willing to ditch her own son like that, she was a rat of a mother, and we didn't want to be there anyway. She called my husband in tears, and now his brother called me to say what an awful person I am, and how hard this all is for her. This whole thing just has my husband depressed, and he's angry at me for saying anything at all. I still think what she did was freaking awful, but she's not my mom. I think I might have just caused my man more grief than if I had just shut up. But it's not fair, and he shouldn't think he deserves that, or that it's reasonable to not want him around. I just feel terrible about everything. Am I the idiot here? Not an idiot. I've worked in psychiatry for over 30 years. People with schizophrenia go through hell with their symptoms, but they rarely, if ever, hurt anyone else. If he was floridly psychotic, noticeably, it would be different. It doesn't have to be a big deal. If the kids have to be told, tell them that their uncle has an illness that sometimes makes him act differently. Everyone sucks here. You have the moral position, but you're correct that handling it the way you have has likely caused more grief for your husband. It would have been better to have presented a united front rather than speaking on his behalf. That being said, I'm sorry y'all are in this situation. Uninviting someone based on a controlled mental illness seems very heartless.